Hello, guys. Welcome to a brand new live. My name is Rich Guzman, and today we're going to be talking about another quote here. It's about risk more than others think it's safe. And that is from Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks. And now, let me tell you something, guys. I actually heard this quote from someone else as well. And that name is Claude Thomas Bissell. There's a little bit of conflict there of actually who is the person that came up with that quote. But I want to touch upon that because it's very important to understand what that means. Okay. Before we get started and find out who's in the comment over here, Tracy Lee. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? All right. We got other people watching on the live, so welcome to the live as well. So, guys, this is something that's very important. Whenever we're trying to achieve results, whenever we're trying to have success, whenever we're trying to achieve greatness, okay, it's going to take more being uncomfortable than not. And we do that by taking risk. Okay? We're doing that by taking risks. And you have to risk more than others think it's safe. Everybody wants to be safe, right? I always talk about that. Everybody wants to be safe. Nobody's got time to be safe. Look at what's happening right now around the world. Look at what's happening in the great old USA. What's happening? Inflation, chaos. Supposedly, you have another food shortage is coming, right? All the jobs that people thought that were safe are not safe, right? So everybody wants to be safe, okay? Everybody wants to be safe, but they don't want to take a risk. Think about that. It's easy to stay safe, isn't it? It's easy to stay safe and go, well, I'm safe, I'm comfortable, I don't want to change, because humans by nature don't like change. They don't like change. They get stuck in a rut because their brain starts to get comfortable in that state, and then they like to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and stay stuck in a rut, just like a hamster wheel, like a hamster on a wheel, right? So it's a really good quote if you really think about it, because we're thinking about, taking a risk. What is a risk? I mean, there's different levels of risk, isn't it? So you have to ask yourself, have I been really taking a risk? Have I been really getting uncomfortable? I'll give you an example. I remember when I first started online a long time ago, and I remember I didn't take risk. I was always playing it safe. And it never got me anywhere. All it did was get me like a little bit of results, but nothing massive, right? So what I did was, in the future, I learned my lesson through the trials and tribulations of not what to do. So when my brain tells me, do this, I usually do the opposite. Why? Because I know if I do the opposite, I am going to get greater results, because I'm going towards the other side of being uncomfortable. Immediately my brain told me not to do this. That way it keeps me comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable, because I know it sucks to be comfortable. It's easy to be comfortable, but it also sucks to be comfortable. Because if you are comfortable and you're not taking risks, you are going to be stuck in a rut. You are going to be in that place where you wonder why nothing's changing. Because you haven't changed. You haven't took that leap into being uncomfortable and take that risk that you know you should be taking. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. Is taking risks, doing things we never done before to learn about the outcome. Not attach yourself to the outcome, but to learn about the outcome, right? So the CEO of Starbucks, all right, he actually, started working in a Xerox factory. That's how he started, okay? And he was told by his manager that he couldn't make it in the tech industry because he's too shy, all right? And he didn't listen to him. I mean, look at where he is today, right? Think about that. The CEO of Starbucks. He was told that you'll never make it in the tech industry because you are too shy, right? Too shy. When I grew up, when I was younger, I was shy, right? But I got over that. Had to get over that. Ace, she was shy. She got over that, right? You see, everything in life is a lesson when we take a risk. If there's no risk, there's no what? There's no reward, right? And that's one of the things I stand by all the time. You ever do something and you wonder, like, oh, I don't know if that's going to work, and I don't know if I'm going to like the outcome. And it's like, and you hold yourself back from taking that risk and being uncomfortable. It's amazing to me that more and more people don't see that side. And that's why I want you guys on this live to pay close attention what I'm saying. This is how you break down the barriers in your life to achieve greatness and move to a new paradigm like Bob Proctor talks about, right? You think that the CEO of Starbucks, before he became CEO, he didn't take massive risk out there? Of course he did. Was he scared? Of course he was. Was he uncomfortable? You betcha. You betcha. Now, what if he never took that chance? What if he never was bold and he did not risk nothing and he wanted to play it safe? What would happen? People will be going nuts because there will be no Starbucks. Right? People right now are addicted to Starbucks all over the place, man. They love their Starbucks coffee, right? They love their Starbucks drink. A world without our Starbucks. Oh my God, could you imagine? Right? But you see the power of what it takes when somebody tells you something and they say something about you and they already project in their mind about something that's negative about you. And he didn't listen. He said, no. He says, I don't care. I'm still going to risk. I am still going to take chances. I'm still going to get uncomfortable. And I'm going to make this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. Are you guys thinking that way? Are you guys really 100% in? Are you 100% all in? Think about that. A lot of people, right, when they get started online with affiliate marketing, what happens is they're afraid to take that risk. So what they do is they kind of tip their toe in the water. They go, let me just tip my toe in there. Let me see how it goes. What? It doesn't work that way. If you're tipping your toe in the water, that's what you're asking for. You're asking for a little bit. You only want a little taste. That's all. That's all you want. It's a little taste. But you keep saying you want great success. You want to have, you want to be great. You want to have, build greatness within yourself. But your actions are not aligning with what exactly you're asking for. Remember we talked about in a past video about the emotional state, attaching your emotion to your vision, right? The beauty of that. But ask yourself, are you really connecting with yourself and realizing the big picture that's waiting for you on the other side? On the other side of fear is what? It's bliss. On the other side of risk is what? Greatness. A risk happens when we just take action with not even thinking about it. All we do is say, you know what? I got to do it. Whatever happens, happens. I got to see the outcome. I got to see what works, what doesn't work. Where did I go wrong? So I can move to the next step, move to the next step, move to the next step. If we never take that first step, if we just tip a toe in the water, what's that going to do for us? Now, let's say we just take a full dive right in. Now we're all in. Now we're more heavily invested up here. Now we took more of a bigger risk up here, right? And we decided to take it a lot more seriously. We decided to realize that if I don't take this risk and if I don't get uncomfortable, nothing will ever change in my life. But Rich, what if I risk and I lose it all? I have to tell you, if you're not willing to lose, you'll never win. I've lost a lot over my journey of entrepreneurship. But you know what? I've gained a lot more than what I've lost. Because I was willing to lose in order to win. What do I mean by that? If I'm willing to lose, I'm willing to go through my mistakes. I'm willing to learn all the ways of not doing it to the ways that I should be doing it, by the life lessons and tribulations that I learned along my journey. Nothing will ever change for you if you're not willing to lose. That means you must take a risk. Oh, you'll never, ever know. You will learn so much, not about the thing, but you'll learn so much about yourself. And that's when you will start improving. You will start becoming a better entrepreneur. You will get more great results. You will start winning instead of losing. And when you have a loss, it's nothing more but another stepping stone to achieve even better greatness. You understand how it works now? This is how you become a phenomenal entrepreneur, especially online. Because we're talking about online. You guys are in online marketing, yes? Right? You got to start thinking this way, guys. You have to change your mindset. You have to think, you have to change the way that you think. You have to let go of the old paradigm and the way that you're thinking. It's not serving you. Measure it, look at it, and go, I've been thinking this way for a while. I've been doing this for a while, and for some reason, it's just not working for me. Why? Because we are afraid. We have the fear. We're not willing to do the things that are uncomfortable. That takes taking a risk. Taking a risk within you. You have to take the risk. Your mindset has to become even stronger by taking that risk. Pain. Pain is awareness. Pain is not a negative thing. I always say, learn how to build a funnel. You have to go through the pain of learning how to build a funnel. It doesn't mean it's negative. It means you have to go through that process and not be afraid of failing, not being afraid of things that are not working in the beginning. Who cares if it's messed up in the beginning? But that's the risk you're taking. And then when you finally go, oh, I never knew this. I just figured this out that I didn't know before, because you were willing to jump in and dive in and not tip the toe in the water and take that full dive in and finally realize what you did wrong. And when you take that next risk, you're going to learn even more. Life is all full of risk, right? Like I said, no risk, no reward. You want a reward, but you're not willing to risk to get that reward. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody says they want success. Everybody says they want to live a great lifestyle. Everybody says they want to make a lot of money. But they're not willing to change the way they think to achieve and create more money because they're afraid. And more importantly, it's more psychological when it comes to the money. It really is. They're not willing to risk. Like, let's say that you have your own product, for example. Let's imagine you have your own product and you're afraid to ask for someone to buy your product. Why? Why would you be afraid to ask someone to buy your product? 9 times out of 10, most people are afraid to ask people to buy the product. You see? You're not willing to put yourself out there and sell the product. And when people hear the word selling, they cringe. Selling is awesome. Selling is a phenomenal thing. Once you understand it, once you understand the mindset of it, it's not what you've been taught about selling, right? And there's many different ways of selling online, right? Let me get to the questions and good comments here I'm going to be going over. Tracy Lee says, I'm here doing better. Sheila says, hi, Rich. Hi, Sheila. Jason Perez. Hey, what's up, Jason? Warner, good morning. Warner here. Hey, Warner from Thailand. Nice to see you, buddy. Let's see here. Jason Perez says, I take more risks nowadays. Been getting out of my comfort zone more often. Absolutely. That's where it begins. Stepping outside your comfort zone. Steve Brown, losses are only temporary. Setbacks and underline temporary. Yes. Mike Sparrow. Let's see here. Very good point. Absolutely. Absolutely. You see, everybody talks about mindset, but let's dig a little deeper into the things that we need to take action on to develop our mindset and improve our mindset, right? So think about it. Are you willing to take a risk? Are you willing to lose in order to win? See, you can't win unless you lose. Because once you lose, you learn. Once you lose, you learn. And we all want to learn, don't we? It's kind of like if you learn a trade. And if you're learning a trade, are you learning that trade on site? Right? When I was in Job Corps, guys, a long time ago, many years ago, and I learned about mechanics. Right? I took up mechanics because carpentry was all filled up, so I went and learned mechanics. And when they put me on the field, I was learning on the field, okay, about mechanics. I did my first oil change, did my first brake job, things like that, right? Now, I'm learning on the field, and I was taking a risk, or the owner of the business took a risk with me. Now, here's what happened. I put the car up on the lift. I did my first oil change. And then what happened was I took the old filter off, drained the oil, took the old filter off. I think I was like, I don't know, 17 around this time. And what I did was I put the new oil filter on. Lower the car, put the 5-6 quarts of oil in the motor, right? And then I started the motor. Now check this out. I measured the oil. The oil was fine. The levels were fine. But here's what happened. I started the motor and the oil spilled everywhere all over the floor. And the owner came in and said, shut it off, shut it off. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm still learning. I don't know. Right? And he says, let's put the car back up on the lift. So here's what I learned. When I put the car back on the lift and I put the oil filter on, there was one crucial thing that I forgot to do, that I learned a valuable lesson. And did you know that when I looked at the seal of the motor, the old seal from the old filter was stuck on the motor? So what happened was rubber was meeting rubber instead of the seal hitting the motor directly. So I would have never known that if I made that mistake, right? It was a loss, right? I made a mistake. But did I learn something from it? Did I learn something so valuable from it? Yeah, of course. Every time I did an oil change after that, I always looked on the motor mount, and I looked, make sure the seal was not on there from the old filter. And I checked the filter as well. So now when I put the filter in, I know exactly what I'm doing. It's the same thing with being an entrepreneur. We got to be willing to lose. We got to be willing to get out there, put that car up on the lift and make mistakes, even though we don't know anything about mechanics. And do it imperfectly. And don't give up. Don't give up because you made your first mistake. Don't give up because it's not working right away. Do it again. Do it again and again and again until you finally get it right. And the number one rule as an entrepreneur, never, ever quit. Ever. You never quit, you will make it. You know why? Because you can only do it so many ways the wrong way. After that, you got to know how to do it the right way. I believe if you never quit, you're going to figure it out. But you got to be willing to lose in order to gain the wins. Right? Makes a lot of sense, guys. Makes a lot of sense. And I learned that when I saw that oil on the floor, I thought the motor was going to blow up. I thought the motor was going to seize because the guy came running in. I thought it was catastrophic. I'm like, oh no, right? What do I know? I'm a 17-year-old kid, right? At the time, just learning how to do mechanics. So when I came into this space in 2008, what did I know? I thought like, oh, this is easy. I'm a tech guy. I can handle this. No, it's a whole new animal. It's a whole new thing, right? It's a whole new way of thinking, whole new way of doing business, whole new way of processing things, right? We don't overprocess because what happens? We overanalyze things and then we freeze up and then we don't do anything because we get overwhelmed. We get in a state of overwhelm. When we get in a state of overwhelm, we don't do anything. Our brain shuts down, right? It's a lot of valuable lessons that we learn along the way of being an entrepreneur. We practice and we learn different strategies and different skill sets. And then we fine-tune those strategies and fine-tune those skill sets. And we improve and we get better and better and better. The way to do it the fastest is to shortcut your way by investing in mentorship and coaching. I say that all the time because that's what we've done. Because we've hit a brick wall so many times. Like, you know what? I'm going to invest in coaching. Forget about buying a product. I got to invest in coaching. I have to learn from people who walked the path before me. And that's what I did. And that's what Ace did. And we started realizing when we went wrong. Because when you invest in something, guys, when you invest in yourself, that's different than investing in a product. A product, you invest in a product, you invest in tools and resources, and that's okay. You still want to do that. But if you want to, achieve amazing gains and you want to learn even more and you want to figure out like, what is this stuff? Like how do you do this? How do you put this all together? That's where the mentorship comes in. That's why me and Ace put together our own coaching program. Not because we just put it out there. It's because we were asked by many people, guys, you need your own coaching and mentorship program. And that's what we did, and it was a great success. And we still to this day coach and mentor people. We've coached and mentored like over 1,000 people online over the years since 2008. We've done like on stage, we've like done online, virtual, offline, like you name it. And I'm telling you right now, it's you got to follow the path of a mentor who's there before you. So you know what steps to follow instead of running around in circles trying to figure out. Because that's what most people do when they come online, don't they? They come online, they invest in a program, right? And they're spinning their wheels and they're running in circles and they're trying to figure out how this product works, how this system works. How do you know the system is good? How do you know that you're wasting your time? If you don't have the right skill sets to understand that, you could be spinning in circles for a very, very long time. Weeks become months, months become years, years become a decade. Happens very, very quickly. I can't believe that. I started in 2008. And it's already like definitely way over 10 years. That's how fast it goes by, guys. So, if you're spinning around, circle, round and round, and you can't figure it out, you definitely need mentorship. You definitely need the steps right in front of you so you can take action on and learn the skill sets of marketing. Don't learn how to sell someone else's product because you haven't learned marketing yet. That's why most people fail. That's why most people struggle. That's why the failure rate is at a high percentage. It's because all these programs, all these things are not designed to teach you to be great, become a great entrepreneur. They only teach you how to sell their product. They don't teach you how to become a marketer. When you learn how to become a marketer, that's when you start learning how to create results no matter what you sell. Because you're the marketer. Right? I can pick up any product and I can sell it. And if it doesn't sell, I can still sell it. You know why? Because I'm a marketer and I know how to create an irresistible offer for people to buy that offer. That's learning to become a marketer. You see? You guys get that? Now you wonder why people struggle and why you might be struggling? Because nobody's teaching to become a marketer. They're just teaching you to sell their own product. And they're not going to teach you the skill sets of the marketing. They just want to tell you, do this, do that, sell my product. Because they're the owners of the company. They have a vested interest to sell their product. You are the one that has to take that risk and invest in yourself, get mentorship, and start learning to become an entrepreneur. More importantly, start learning to become a marketer. Someone was talking to me about something in Puerto Rico about some local businesses. And what I said was, there's a lot of local businesses that are struggling in Puerto Rico. Now, they do make sales. They do. But they can be making a lot more sales, right? They have businesses on the corner in different places. They'll have like a food cart or something, right? We went to a place called Rock in the Box where they do like 50 styles hamburgers and things like that. And that's over, in my town, Cabrojo. And I can tell you that they don't have much business. All they go is by if a car goes by down the road and they see it, they might stop. That's not marketing. They have to know how to market their product. And you have to learn to do the same thing. If you are in affiliate marketing and you are selling a certain program and you don't understand marketing, you're going to keep struggling. That's the problem. Become the marketer and you will become a great entrepreneur. Take that risk. Invest in yourself. That's how you make it. That's how we made it, right? And we still get coaching, right? We get coaching from a millionaire all the time. Why? Because we've done $1 million in sales, right? How can we do more? How can we go to that next paradigm, the next level? And I need a mentor. It never ends. Same thing with you. No matter where you're at in your journey, you need mentorship. You need mentorship. I've helped people create their own products. I've helped people understand affiliate marketing. I help people to become a marketer. Right? What's more important is becoming a marketer and understanding how can I sell something? How do I understand marketing if I have to sell something? If I don't understand marketing and I'm not taking a risk, guess what? I'm going to be back here the same way 5 years later, 10 years later. It goes by fast. I've talked to people, okay, that have been online for years and have been struggling because they're afraid. They're not willing to take that risk to earn that reward. And that's a fact. That's a fact, guys. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to thank you so much for being here on this live today. And remember, okay, got to understand something. You got to be willing to take that risk. If you don't take that risk, you are not going to win. If you're not willing to lose, you're not going to win. Change your mindset. After watching this live today, I want you to change your mindset, change your perspective. And don't just listen to me. Take action on some things I talked about. And then you're going to see things change in your life. All right? So with that being said, guys, my name is Rich Guzman. Thank you so much for being here on this live. And I will see you on a new live very soon. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.